it's your boy Poppy, bringing it back, another model car build. Here's the model car we're going to be building. It's a Snap Tile Max Camaro concept car. Yeah, we like to see that. So we're going to just get right to it. Let's open the box, okay? Here we go. Wow, look at all the parts in here. Well, it's not a lot of parts, but first I'm going to show y'all. Let me see, let me get it out. The axle that goes into the rims, so you can put your tires on, and then I'll show you how it's done in a few seconds. So we're just going to lay that to the side. Matter of fact, let me just move the box to the side. So we're gonna take it out because I pre-opened the bags, so it would be so rough on me. So here's the model car. It's the Camaro's green front end, the back end, and that looks really, you know, basic. So now I'm gonna dump out all the other stuff, and I'm gonna actually put the plastic in front of me. So this is the tail lights, and see how simple this is, kids? You just put them right in here and they snap in, but you might have to use a little bit of model car glue with supervision. And here it is, model car glue. All right, so I'm gonna put that to the side because you want this car parts to stick on pretty good. Even though it's a snap-on, certain parts may need to be glued with supervision. And then I also have these side mirrors, and they go in here, and they should snap in like the box says. And moving right along, we're gonna pull out this part right here. Wow, what a lot of parts, but not too many, because it's a model car build for 6 to 8 years old. And for adults too, to jazz them up the way you want to build them. But for right now, it's just for the kids. So you have your inside door panels and part of your car seats right here. And then you have your dash, your dashboard, brakes, gas pedals, and then you have the other front car seats. Yeah, just like that. And then you have your inside interior, which have the back seats already in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the inside this with paintbrush. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna detail it with a brush. I'm not gonna actually spray paint it at all because we're gonna leave it the same color. And then also, kids, you can, we have your brakes. And I'll show you a close-up of it. You might want to paint your brake shoe pads on there a different color, like a gray or a red, to make it, you know, stand out. And then, believe it or not, this is your front grille, which we're gonna paint too. Maybe this top part is gonna be gray, so you can see it in the front end. And then also, you have the bottom half of your car. It's already built. You don't have to put nothing on there, no mufflers or anything like that. It doesn't take an engine in this car, so you be all right. And because the top will cover it like this when you get done with it. And then also, but Poppy's, we're gonna switch it up and paint all them little parts underneath so to stand out from a regular snap-on car. But just to learn, you can just snap it on just the way it is and leave it like that. That way you learn how to snap on car parts. And that's very important. Then also we have your tires, which are already pre-opened, and they're flat. I call them mag wheels, and they flat. They don't have too much tread on them, and you get 4 of them. So I'm putting it back in the bag because I don't want to lose none of these parts. Got to keep up with your parts. Try not to drop them on the floor like I usually do. And then you have your grill. Part of your grill is clear with the lights on it already, front and back. And then also you have your windshield. And that just go inside. You might want to put a little glue at the top, snap it in, and let it dry. It goes on the inside and it goes up. And that's where you get your glass windows. And then last but not least, you have your, like on here, you can use the clear chrome piece, clear glass pieces, or you can use your chrome pieces for the front. And here's the tires, the rims of the tires that go on there. And then also you have your decal stickers. And here they are. And then I'm gonna have to read up on them if they take, if they peel off and stick, or do you use water and soak them in there and then peel them off and then stick them on the car. And like I said, those are the stickers, and they go right here. And then they go on the side of the car too, right there on the side. So then you have a little Chevy emblem that you can put at the back and dashboard. And I'll give you a closer look so you can see what that look like, kids. And like I said, girls, boys, and also adults can build these model cars. It's real simple, real easy. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Even if you make mistakes, that's how you learn, okay? So don't be scared to put these snap-on model cars together. All right? The more you do it, the better you get. And I'll show you what the model car looks like in about a week, and we'll go from there. So for right now, enjoy life, be happy, be kind to others, and peace. I got the front all set up, and I'm going to do the back. And how I'll do it is I got the tape right here, and at the back part, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I got the back part, and I'm taping it off like this. I'm gonna cut this side off. And then I'm gonna tape it from this line, the line right here on the body. And I'm gonna tape it off. You gotta get it right on the line so it'll look just right. And see, that's the part right there. That's the part we paint in black. Right here. Okay. So they painted theirs black. I'm gonna paint mine silver. And I have the silver right here all ready to go. So I'm gonna paint right now. Just take your time, get it on smooth. You might have to do a couple of coats so it'll look right. And I hadn't tried this, so this is something new, painting on this snap towel model car. And it's kind of turning out okay. It's a little runny, and I'm hoping it's going to work. And I just have to keep on playing with it and see if it sticks to the body. And put a second coat on it. And my assistant is going to push pause and then I get back with you when it's done. Okay, I'm back from a little break. And what I did was I put little swirls going down on the hood. Kind of do it like that and keep on doing it. And so I got a little design out of it. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and dry. And when that dries, I'm gonna take the stickers off, the tape off I mean, and then let it dry. Then I'm gonna go and spray it with some clear so it won't never come off, because the body is slick and silky. Maybe I should have used a little sandpaper to rough it up so the paint could stick to it. But like I said, I'm learning as I go. So I'm getting ready to pull the tape off and let it dry. So do you want to see that? Because I do. Let me put my paintbrush up and my water. All right, so we're gonna peel the stickers off. One is gone. And we're gonna peel the other sticker off, and that's gone, and that's how it would look. And so, if you get some paint overlapping, you can take a little, you got, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You can take your X-Acto knife and just scrape it just a little bit. Not just like a scrape, but more like a little light scrape with the back end of the blade, not the front end of the blade. So I'm taking the other one off because you will have paint trying to creep through, and like it did on me. And oh, it really got that part. But that's the mistakes right there. But if you catch it in time, you can probably take a little towel, paper towel, and wipe it off. But I don't think I want to do it, but I'm going to show y'all. It looks like it's taking that off, and that's a good thing. So, yeah, it's taking it off if you like use a little napkin, and like I got, just in case something do happen like that. So let me show you. See the mistake right there? All right, I'm going to take that off. Because remember, the body is smooth, and the paint won't really stick unless you let it fully dry. So that's what I'm doing right now, letting it fully dry. And that's what model car building is about. Improving your technique. All right, I think I got it. And no, I didn't get the front. I didn't see that until the last moment. So we get the front a little bit wiped off. Wipe it clean like you trying to dry off your model car. Do it like that. And that kind of looks nice. I like that design in it. I like the pattern that I chose. And just trying to make it unique in your own way. And yeah, it's coming off slowly but surely. And then I'll take something else and scrape off the excess. See how that looks? It looks nice. There you go. See the wave pattern in it? Yeah, I meant to do it like that. I'm gonna have to tell you the honest truth, because that's what I do on Poppy's car show. You know what I'm saying? These stickers are so daggone hard to get off. They need to make these stickers a little better on how to get them off. And apparently, I didn't know exactly how you get them off that great. They didn't come with instructions inside the box like they normally do. So I'm just playing all this by ear right now. But we're gonna set this to the side and let it dry. And then I'll put it over here so nothing else can get to it. So I use this blue tape to tape stuff off to mask the car off so I can use paint and detail it a little bit. So I'm gonna just move this tape over here and throw it right in there and be done with it. So as the car is drying, I believe these seats snap on too. Now sometimes you can bend them like I did, or you can do with supervision, use your X-Acto knife to get it a little smooth. And then also I can use the wire cutters and cut that piece off, just like that. And then use my X-Acto knife and smooth that piece off as best as you can without cutting yourself. Be safe, that's number one. So, excuse me, these pieces are supposed to snap on, and it's got little grooves and hooks on them. And then you just snap it on. Apparently, they post the snap in there, which that one did. So I won't have to use my model car glue, but if you want it to be strong, you can use just a tiny bit of glue on it. So this seat is done. And then I'm gonna do the other car seat. So I'm gonna cut this piece off. And you can cut it off with these, or you can take and wiggle it back and forth and it'll come off too. But if you got some little rough edges like that, you can take your X-Acto knife and just smooth it out just like that, real lightly. Don't dig into it or nothing like that, and you can get it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and wiggle this piece off so I can show y'all kids how to do it. And then we're gonna snap it on right here. This slides it down, and then they snap it on. I don't hear no click or anything like that, but it's on there and it won't come off. So I did a great job with that. So we're gonna put them to the side, get them out the way. So we have this. So we can do the same thing. We can use the wire cutters, or we can use it like this, back and forth, and that's off right there. I'll throw it in my little pile. So now the door panels, if you want to paint them or just leave them black, and I think with this car build, I think I'm gonna just leave it all black so we can show y'all how to snap the pieces in. Make it nice and easy for y'all. So this goes right here on the side, and then it snaps in. Let me just get it. Let's see. Yep. It's supposed to snap in there. And shouldn't be too hard. Sometimes they give you a struggle. And let's see. All right. Got that piece in there. I'm amazed, but it went in there. And it don't seem like it went all the way to my liking. So I'm gonna have to check out the other side. So what we're gonna do is have an all black interior. So this for y'all's first car build. It's really self-explanatory how to put these model cars together. Hear that snap? Yeah, that's what I was supposed to hear on the other side. So, I mean, mine's in there, it's snapped in there, so that's how it's supposed to look. Just like that. I know it's kind of rough and hard to see, but that's how it goes in. And then also, this is supposed to snap in too. I'm gonna try it. Wait a minute. Sorry, we gotta get off this piece right here. Fell off. And we're gonna throw that piece that don't go to nothing in the box there. And let's see. This piece right here, it comes off. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm bending it back and forth. It's to the brake, gas pedal, and clutch. And we're gonna see how this goes in here. And, okay. On the inside of these doors, it's kind of hard for me to see it because everything is black, but it's got a little groove right here in this piece here where these go in at. So I'm going to try to slide it in there. They slide in from the front. So I might have to, I got poor lighting on this end of my table. And I can't hardly see where they slide in. So I guess I'll figure it out. I think I got one piece in. Got the other piece in. Okay. I'm hearing snapping. And is it in? Oh, see, I made a mistake. I had to put it back, pull it back out. See, that's one thing about model cars. It's kind of hard for me to see it, but actually I was putting it in backwards. So we're gonna try this one more time. Slide it in the grooves, because I know exactly where it goes now. Okay, that one snapped in. Okay, hear that snap? It went in. So yeah, you just gotta work with it, play with it, and see how it snaps in. Like I said, I'm not gonna do too much to it, but I do wanna show you how we just snap into pieces to make this car build easy for y'all. So next, I'm gonna get the steering wheel, because the steering wheel is supposed to even snap in too. But we'll see. We'll just have to play with it. We took this steering wheel off, and I put it in there. Look at that. Snap right in. The car steering wheel. Now mind you, it's just gonna be all black interior. So yeah, that's it. And it's supposed to have a stick shift in it. And let me just cut this open, because I got my scissors right here. Just cut the whole bag, the top of the bag open. All right, we got that part done. Goes in my little trash pile. Slide the bag up and get it out the way. Now sometimes it's, but the stick shift is right here. I know it's hard to see, but sometimes they got something extra added onto it where you got to take it off. But that's the stick shift. And it's number 6. And I don't know why the instructions didn't come with this box, but I can figure it out. Most of it's common sense, putting these model cars together. So, get that out my way. So this stick shift, there it is. It's all chrome. And so it goes right in the middle console right there, right on the floor. And so we're just gonna push it down in the hole. Just take your time. And sometimes it's even hard for me to get it. It may take a few times, but you can get it. So let me hurry up, pop it in, and be done with it. Give me a little hard way to go. Let me use my X-Acto knife. Sometimes I have to maybe make the hole a little larger or something like that. Not too much, but just a little bit. so that thing can snap in there. Because apparently it's giving me a rough way to go to snap this in. I know I didn't bring up all my supplies, but most of the time I'm using tweezers to get these small pieces in. But trying to put it in without it breaking. So this is giving me a rough way to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this hole bigger, and I'm gonna actually put a little model car glue in there, because this gives me a hard way to go. And I don't have the time to keep trying to figure out how to put this stick shift in. And well, I do got the time, but I'm trying to get this piece in there fast as possible. And for it to be a little tiny hole, I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of rough putting it in. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. So I just keep turning the blade around in a circle to widen the hole. So I almost lost my stick shift. It went way over here, and I didn't see it. So, okay. I think I got it where I want it, so I'm gonna just, I don't have to put a lot of glue. I'm just gonna put a little glue right here. And then when I push it down in the hole, it should stick for a little bit, and it'll be done with that. Because stick shift is giving me a rough way to go. Okay. I put the stick shift in. See it? Okay, it took a while, but sometimes that's what it takes. So I'm putting my top back on my glue, because what you don't want the glue to do is dry out. So always put your cap back on your glue. And always have like paper towel where you're working at, or a piece of square cardboard, so if you get glue or paint, and if you spill it, it won't mess up nothing. So now I am going to snap in my seats. So remember, they got two sides on them. On each side, I'm gonna show you. They got two hoses, one here and one here. And then they got one here and one here. That's for the car seats. So, and that's where these pieces are. They're coming out to each side of the car. So what you wanna do is look at your car seats and make sure they go on the right way. So let me try snapping that in. That might give me a hard way to go too. And the steering wheel popped out, but we can snap it back in, no problem. So I'm trying to snap it in. Oh my goodness. So it snapped in there a little bit. I'm kind of disappointed how you snap these in, but you know what? It didn't work out to my liking. So guess what? I'm gonna snap on a little glue and resolve that. So I'm gonna put it right here and a little bit underneath on the edges. And you won't see none of the glue. And then I'm gonna put it on there. Put it where it needs to be at. There we go. Now I'm gonna push down and hold with my finger, and that way you give the glue time to dry. So that's what I'm doing right now. I mean, usually you can go like 10 minutes or a few seconds, or, you know, if you just take your finger off by applying pressure, the seat shouldn't move. So I don't want the steering wheel to go off and come out again. So I know it's supposed to be a snap-on, but I'm gonna put a little dab of glue right there, because when I showed my model car off, I don't want the steering wheel to pop off and fly nowhere. So while that glue is drying and the seat is drying, I can go ahead and put the other side of the seat on, and hopefully it won't do the same thing that happened last time, which was break off and I had to glue it down. So we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try to snap it on. Hear a little few creaks. All right. So I'm gonna tell you, it broke off again, and that's why I say make sure you have your glue around, because you might need it. Even though it's a snap-on, hey, pieces break off, and you have to just glue it sometimes, like I'm getting ready to do right now. All right. So I got that piece in, got the other car seat in. So what I'm doing now is applying a little pressure, just wait for a few seconds while I hold this piece down, and make sure everything looks right. I mean, it looks right. I mean, but I'll tell you, the stickers messed up on me. I wanted to show you how to, peel the stickers off, but they wouldn't peel off right, so I'm not even going to do that. It's a different plan now. That's why I say model cars, it's just challenging, even though it's a snap-on. And okay, here's the front car seats, dashboard, steering wheel, stick shift, and just leaving everything black, just like my shirt. Boop. And let me see. We're gonna set this to the side so them seats can dry. Let your car seats dry. Okay. Like I said, we're not gonna do no painting underneath here at all. I was thinking about doing it, and then I said, no, just do a straightforward model car build for the kids. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put the cap on this paint so it won't spill over. It'll take me about a second or two. And then let me put my top on my glue so it won't glue on something else. Get that all ready. And now what I'm gonna do is the tires and the rims. Here's the rims, here's the tires, and here's the axles, and here's the brake shoes. So what I'm gonna do is move the chassis out the way, and I'm gonna have to use my wire cutters to snap off the rims. Just snap them off. Try to get it closest to the rim as you possibly can. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. So I got the rims off. So what I want to do now is get my X-Acto knife and cut off this a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit off where I cut it off at. And make sure you use your X-Acto knife safe in your wire cutters. So now I'm gonna empty out the tires, get rid of the bag, and then I'm gonna place my tires inside. Oh, see there? That's what I mean, this stuff drops and gets in your way and all that, makes it fall. So, yeah. So I got the tires in, and then gotta get my brake shoes. Let's see. Okay, I got my brakes in. The brakes, you can't hardly see them, but you can kind of see them through the rims. And that's where your brake shoe pads and stuff at. You just slide it in there. Sometimes you can cut colorful the brake shoes in a pretty color like red or silver. So when you're looking into the rim, you can see the brake shoe pads. But we're not gonna do all that, not today. So now I got these pins that I got. They also come with some screws, but I believe that's to screw the body on. So I'm putting this pin in the tire. Sometimes you might gotta tap them in a little bit. And then that's how you have your tires on. And they got like little hose in them on the right here, 3 hose, and you also have 2 on the brake shoes. So you can slide it in the hole and make sure you get it coming out the middle hole, and then align them hose up with your brake shoes. Okay, I think I did it. There it go. It went in. So this Camaro will be able to roll. See it spin around? And then you do the same thing with this brake shoes. And you get your rim. I got to cut my rim out again. And then just cut it. Don't be scared. Cut it close as you can to the rim. And if it looks good, but I like using my X-Acto knife and kind of shaving them off just a little bit. The little pointy parts on the rim. That's what I'm doing right now. And then you get your tire. Put your tire on. Sometimes you gotta stretch these tires on so they fit right. And you know what? I may have to take that one tire off, but this is actually loose. So let me do that right now. I don't like the way that tire is fitting on that rim. Sometimes you gotta make slight adjustments. And that might not be the right size of the tire that goes on that rim. And they all look the same, but never can tell. I might have to make some slight adjustments. So this one's going on a little tighter, so I'm a little happy about that. So yeah, this one goes on nice and tight, nice and smooth. Let me get them other rims out of here. And those rims might be going on the back of the tire. So I almost forgot to put my brake shoe pads on. You gotta make sure you have brakes on your model car. That's for sure. And I already did. So let me look at the bottom. Okay, this is the front. So I'm gonna do the front. I was gonna use these stars to do the back, but I'm gonna do it with the front. Makes a little more sense. Let me get this brake shoe pad on and Put it in there, and you got to make sure it goes in them little tiny holes. Sometimes you got to push down on them for them to go in. So it's rolling, and that's what we want. And then I'm going to take care of the other two tires right now, and I'll cut the rim off. And I'll use the wire cutters once again to cut them off close as you can to the rim now. That's what you want. And I'm gonna just go ahead and cut the other rim out while I'm here. Cutting on the rims out. And actually they snapping apart pretty good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the rim on. A little tight to put on, but there you go. I got that rim on. Yeah. And so I'm gonna do the other rim the same way. And sometimes you gotta make little tire adjustments. Make sure they go on. Yeah, you hear that bass? Yeah, that bass is pumping in the car already. And I ain't even put the engine in yet. But anyway, keep on moving and hammer it down with your wire cutters. I'm just getting it in there because sometimes the hole is kind of tight, and sometimes you gotta put them in there. But yeah, that's looking okay. Sometimes I can take my X-Acto knife and make this hole just a little bigger, so it won't be so tight when I put it in. And let me get the brake shoes out too. Throw that away. We don't need that other piece right there. And that just slides on that brake shoe. And we could put the front on. And you can look right there, there's a hole right there where you can just slide it in. Let's see if I get it right. Okay, slide it in. And then, yeah, that's in there. So I like how that went in. You know, I could have done it as simpler and put the brake shoe in first, which I should have did at the back. But now that's brakes is in. So now I'm gonna put this other tire on. Kind of have to screw it back and forth sometimes to make it go on properly. So look at that. Now the car's gonna roll. Okay. And there it is. And the wheels are rolling. That's all it is. And then we got that done. I know it took a while. It took a while. Things take a while. You gotta make little minor adjustments. You gotta hit it here. Screw your X-Acto knife in the little hole to make it wider so the tire can slide in that little metal piece right there. Right there. But we did it. And I'm happy with it. So now we can go ahead and put this body on. And let me make sure I get it right. Okay. This is the front part. Remember, this don't come with an engine. The body will cover that up. So this hole here and that hole, and you got two at the back end of your tires. And that's where these go in at. See the hose on that? And that back part right there? So when you put it down, it's in there, right? So then you you take your little screws. Let me see. You got some little screws to go in here, and I may have to take another break to go get my Phillips screwdriver. I need my assistant to push pause for me. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, assistant. That was very nice of you to help me out. So we flip it over and we put these little screws in. I know you can't see them, but they're real tiny. So I got this little tiny screwdriver, and you just screw the body on, the chassis and the body inside. It's gonna take me a minute to screw it in there. And okay, I got one side in there. Now I'm gonna do the other side. And whatever you do, don't lose these screws, because that's what holds the body on. And I gotta line it up. I gotta line it up. Very good. There we go. Line it up. Screw that on there. You screw it on until it feels snug, and then that way you know you got it. And I think I got it. This one can be tightened up just a little bit. Yeah, I got it on. So that's how it end up looking, like that. Okay. Now, you don't put these 2 screws in because they'll go underneath. I'm gonna show you why. On your model car, it has 2 of these. Turn it sideways. That's where the screws go up from the bottom and you tighten it up. And that's what holds on to the car. And get my stuff together. And I gotta make sure, because I got a bad habit of losing stuff. And don't want to do that. So I'm gonna move this napkin out my way so I can see where my pieces are. So I got that out the way. So let's see, I got found 1 screw, and see, that's what I'm talking about. I lost a screw already, but it's okay. That 1 screw will hold that body on tight. But I'll probably end up finding it. It's probably right in front of my face, and I'm not seeing it right away. But I'll find it. Get these stickers out my way. And almost got them out my way. And it's not in my body. So I don't know where that 1 screw went to. It'll show up soon, I hope. That's why I said at the beginning of the program, don't lose none of your pieces. And if you do, you do a half job. It ain't in my frame, so it's not in there. And I don't know where it went, but we lost it. So getting back to the model car business. Sorry. This piece right here, it snaps on, and I'm gonna show you how. You just put it up. It's part of your grill, and you just got two little holes in there, and you just find the hose in it. And let me grab it a different way, because I don't want to mess up my paint on my hood, because I just painted it and it's still drying. So I find two hoses and push my grill in, and you hear that? That's the grill. It just snaps in, that's all. And then I got one piece. I think I'm gonna use, I don't know if I want to use the chrome or the glass. And right now, I might use the glass. I gotta look at my front end and see what style they are. They square, and the other ones are round. They go at the bottom. So these supposed to snap on too. So we're gonna try it. Here it is. And then the black piece that I put in, it has little pointy things where it goes in the hose here. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. And I'm finding the hose. I'm pushing down on one side. I get to get the other side up using my X-Acto knife, and find the hole again. And sometimes it's tricky trying to put them in, and that's what it's doing to me right now. It's being real difficult, but it's still fun and still relaxing. And I'm gonna push it out just a little bit. Oh, I didn't get it. Gotta try it again. Try again. That's how you get it right. Actually, I gotta swing it out so I can put it back in. And try this again. See what happens. I believe it goes in I believe I had it right. Go in the other hole here. All right, I got one side in. Now if I can get the other side to cooperate and go in. I don't know why that won't go in there. All right, guess what? I'm gonna bring the other black part off. Let's do it a different way. If that way doesn't work, try it a different way. So I'm gonna snap this in first. You know, I think that hole is not big enough. And now I gotta try to figure out why. I gotta place it back in there. I know what you're saying, it's rough putting this stuff together, but it's fun too. You just gotta think about it, and get the parts in right, and go from there. Like I said, sometimes I might have to adjust the hose here. Let me try that again. Make sure I got it in the right one, right place. Yeah, I got to put it on the top side, and that's apparently what I've been doing. And sometimes you got to look at it and look at it twice. Apparently one side of the hole is not big enough, and so what I'm gonna do is, okay, it went in that way. Let me use my X-Acto knife, because I see a little edge right there is pointing up, and I'm gonna cut it off so it'll go flush with the body. So now I'm going to try this again and snap it on, see what happens. Like I said, sometimes, even though it's a snap-on, I still like to use the glue. See, I got it in there. And the glass is right there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this a little glue by the hole just so it won't come back off. And just a little dab there, a little dab there. Put the top back on my glue, sit it to the side, and then let the glue dry just a little bit. Let it set up just a little bit before you move on to putting the other piece of glass in that goes at the bottom. So while we're letting that glue dry just a little bit, I'm gonna take it off by wiggling it back and forth. And then I'm going to cut the little rough edges off on it, and with my X-Acto knife. And remember, be careful. Watch how you point it and around people and stuff like that, because you are working and there's somebody watching. You don't want to, poke them or anything like that. So just be careful using your X-Acto knife. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and put in the glass on the round ones. And so I think I'm gotta make sure which way it goes on first before I do all that. It's kind of difficult, and so I'm going to make I think I'm gonna make this hole over here bigger. It looks smaller, but I guess that's because it's part of how you're putting it on. They want to make sure you put it on the right way. So I'm gonna make this hole just a little bit bigger on this side, and just taking to it. Just make it a little bigger so to fit in this long stem. And let's see what happens now. Okay, I did it. Popped it in there. Let me see how it looks from the front. I like what I see. So I'll take my glue and I'm just gonna put a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right down there on them little stems. And then now I'll let that dry before I move on. Because like I said, I don't want none of these pieces to come back off. And I like my cars to try to be glued on or snapped on. Even if it's snap on, you still want to maybe touch up with a little glue. And then I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna put the glass on. Put the windows in, it's gonna look real nice. And they snap on too. Actually, I'm gonna let that dry and talk about it. These have right here little holes. You got 1, 2, 3, and then you have. Let me find it. Like my screwdriver, you have little holes at the top of your hood of your car, and they go inside the hole like that. And then once I got that in there, I take a little glue at the top and glue it and let it dry. You ready? Let's do that. So here we go. You lay your body in, your windows in, I'm sorry. And you gotta get it lined up with the 3 holes, and then pushed down just a little bit. So now, since I got the glass pushed down, I'm gonna actually wipe my glue top off, because sometimes you get a little glue, dried up glue on it, and I'm trying to get a better tip for it. So when I'm gluing, okay, that's good. Now, I'm gonna take where the 3 little holes at, I'm gonna put just a dab of glue on it. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just so, I'm gonna let that glue set up too, by the way. And turn it upside down and let the glue dry. Sometimes I use my my phone and set a timer and set it for 10 minutes, or you can set it for 5 minutes, just enough to stiffen up and dry. And that way you can, let me get my glass in here. That's why I use glue, because I like it to be pretty close to what I'm doing. And I may have to hold it for a second. Yeah, sometimes you gotta hold it and say, "Hey Siri, set my timer for 10 minutes," and it'll do.
10 minutes, starting now.
So I've got my timer set. So I'm just holding it for 10 minutes or so. Just an example, as far as gluing time. But moving on, because I do want to show y'all how I get this stuff on here. So while the glue is drying, I can show you how to put in the brake lights in the back. So I really don't want to bend this back and forth very delicately. I want to use my wire cutters and just snip that and then snip that other piece, and it's off. Now I do want to clean it up with my X-Acto knife, which is right here. Just clean some of that off. I can show you a difference. See that edge right there? It's sticking out. There it is. So that's what I cut off. I cut off the access parts of the model car when I cut them. And that's the only piece you want to cut, just so it'll get nice and leveled and even. So now I'm gonna do the same thing that I did to the windshield with the brake lights, because they had little pins that you slide these little holes right there into, and then I can glue it. So I'm grabbing it from the bottom, and then I see which way my brake lights go in, and I'm gonna do a test run on them and see if I got them in right. And then I turn my body around, and then I look, I go, oh, okay, all right, that looks pretty good. Have to take a second look. Okay, I like what I see. So now I can take and make sure I got it in there. Now I can take my glue again, even though it's supposed to be a snap-on, but I still glue my pieces down. And I put a dab there, and I put a dab there. And I might want to put a little at the corner edge, just so it can stay down a bit. Then sometimes you might want to push down on it. Just hold it for a few seconds. Yeah, I mean, normally I'll be holding it for 10 minutes. So I know the glue's set up and dry. But for right now, I'm just moving right along. Just like Poppy do, I move right along. Yeah, here we go. I think that's gonna be pretty nice. It's pretty sticky too. Now I'm gonna turn the car around so you can see the tail lights, brake lights, and all that good stuff. So there you go. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So the glue is still drying, and you still want to handle the model car nice, especially if you trying to do it fast. I'm not really trying to do it super fast, but sometimes you want to make sure the glue stays in there. I gotta hold the body like that because my windshield, I'm not liking how it's poking up in the back, and you can see it's away from the car body. So I use a little glue, not too much, and then a little glue there. You don't want to do too much because if you do too much, it'll run off and go on your glass. And I don't like getting glue on my glass. That's the worst for me, to get glue on the glass. And sometimes you can move it around with your paintbrush and get the edges. So that's all you're trying to do, is get the glue to go down in the edges, and then that'll work too. No, make sure you don't have glue on your fingers, because when you go touching stuff, your body, the side, you get glue on everything, and that's rough to do. Yeah, I said it. Don't get glue on your car. So you just don't want to crush it with the glue. But anyway, getting back to the model car, and it looks real good. Let me hold it for 10 minutes, and then I'll be right back, because Poppy said so. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to try the challenging part for every model car builder, is to try to put this onto the body. So I'm trying to figure it out. Here we go. Now I'm going to stretch the body out at the bottom to try to get it to fit at the back part. So I'm trying to do the front as I go too. And I got to look at the bottom, see if it's going on to go on there right. Okay, wait a minute. Got one piece in. Oh, I got that piece in. Let me try to get the front part now. Sometimes I gotta. All right, not bad. Okay, so that worked out pretty good. Let me tell you how I got it in there. It was pretty rough. So I had to tilt this in an angle to get it underneath here, and then pull the body at the same part on both sides out to get the model car body on. So now, the one screw that I did lose, and sorry about that, I lost this tiny screw that you can't really see. So I'm gonna put it on this side, and then screw it down with my screwdriver. That way the front part won't come loose. Screw it down. It's tightening up. Okay. I felt that tighten up real good. Even the front part went in. Okay. So before I put the body on, I put one of the mirrors on. They just snap in. I'm gonna show you on the other side where we're actually going to snap them in. And then I did the exhaust and put that on there. So now I'm gonna pop in the other exhaust that goes on the other side. And sometimes you gotta play around with it. It's got us, let me bring it out. I've seen a little piece that's sticking out. Sometimes you gotta get it with your X-Acto knife when you see it. Be careful on the tiny pieces, because you can actually cut yourself on the X-Acto knife. Yeah, trying to get it. It's kind of tedious work when you're trying to do that. I'll tell you, if you can't get it with the X-Acto knife, just try to pinch it off with the needle nose pliers. Okay, now I'm gonna try to pop it back in. And here we go. So, trying to pop it in. Got a little tiny hole where it's supposed to snap in. There you go. It snapped in. All right. So, I got that in there. Now, I'm gonna put the gas tank on, and it's supposed to snap in too. The gas tank goes right there. There it is. See where that hole at? That's where it goes. So I'm gonna put it in. It's supposed to snap in, nice and easy. Hear that click? It snapped in. Now I got the gas tank on. Now since I got this rear side mirror on, I'm gonna put the other side mirror on. And it's just got a flat edge on it. And then you push down. I hold my body. And it's supposed to just snap in. Sometimes they're hard to go in. So anyway, I got that snapped in. It snapped in on both sides. So I got my side mirrors on. So now I'm gonna put my scoop on the back. My spoiler rather, wind spoiler. So I'm gonna push this in, and I'm gonna push it in the other hole. And then I'm gonna push down ever so lightly. And yeah, there you go, I got that in. See the scoop part, the wind scoop? Well, the wind spoiler. I get them two mixed up sometimes, but it's okay. So, I'm gonna bring the glass out and I'm gonna show you. And here we go. Let me move this water out the way. It was supposed to be for my stickers, but the stickers was messing up. So I had to come up with something different. So here's their box, how it's supposed to be. But their stickers wouldn't come off properly. And I didn't really appreciate that because those stickers are supposed to come off pretty easy. And this is how they are. They give you a second one. And I tried to figure out how they come off, but it was a no-show. So I don't know how the model car builders do it, but I couldn't do it. So I did the wavy lines on the front and in the back. And this is how our model car turned out. The snap on. It looks really good. Let me move it back a little bit. And I'm gonna show you a close-up of ours from with the box. It's gonna roll, so I try to spin it real slow. That's our model car snap on. Look at that. It looks so sweet. That's the angle part. And I wouldn't mind driving it. And that's it. Oh yeah, and also it rolls. So you remember what I told you about it rolling? So yeah, then that's the Camaro. And it turned out nice. And I enjoyed building it. It gave me a little difficulty with the stickers, so I had to come up with a different design for the car. But I left it almost like the box, except for the decal stickers. And I came up with this design for it and for the back end of it. So, like I said, sometimes things work out great and sometimes things work out, well, not so good. Let's put it at that. So, I'm still saying, get your first kit, make it a snap towel on here, and build it and see how you come out building it, because it came out pretty good for me, even though I had little difficulties. And I had to always, I like to glue my stuff, and I guess I'm just used to it. That's because I don't want none of the parts to come off. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Now it's time for me to clean up and say goodbye. Until next time. Peace. Peace out.